All right, Carrie, let me just start off by saying how fantastic you look. I'm honestly so proud of you because you've seriously kicked butt.
Oh, thank you. I mean, really thanks to you. I couldn't have done it without you. So,
Hey, but listen, this isn't how it's always been, right?
no.
Okay, so for
Definitely
people
not.
like watching this video right now, so they get a bit of context, you signed up for my test group, which I use to validate my first ever live hormone weight loss coaching program, and kind of give us an idea of where you were before you actually signed up for that.
I had gained probably about 10 to 15 pounds above where I'm comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even about the number on the scale anymore. It was about that weight and how I felt in my clothes was an indication of how unhealthy I was, how unbalanced I was. And that like would get into my head about that and I would spiral and there was so much anxiety around it all. Couldn't wear some of my favorite clothes or even when I did, I knew I was constantly comparing to an older version of myself. And so emotionally, I felt weighted and heavy as well. And I really try to be positive and uplifting in my life. And so that was really hard to combat every day, that awful inner dialogue that was going on.
Took on this test group that I was doing to validate my idea for Sexy Shed, which is now launching and super excited about it. So, what ended up happening when you did this concept of the Sexy Shed? What happened?
Well, I mean, at the risk of sounding really cheesy, like amazing things happened and stuff I wasn't even really expecting. I had a lot of faith that working with you, the weight would come off, and trusting that, like, when I was being held accountable and had someone else to show up for, that would happen. But what actually ended up happening beyond that, I did lose, I think it was about 8.5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I haven't really paid attention to the numbers so much, just the way I feel. Um, but beyond that, the support that I had in that group of equally strong and brave women and you showing up for us the way that you did and the amount of information I got um, because I'm really curious about the way the human body works and especially when it comes to hormones and how much they can affect us mentally as well and emotionally. And you just had so much information that made me feel like I was in control
Yeah.
for the first time in a long time with my mental well-being and my general like mind body connection felt back in place. That's when I really started to notice the inflammation went down. I was sleeping better. I had more energy through the day. My mood was way more balanced and my cycles were balanced. And that was huge.
That's awesome. And so now in your life, are you showing up differently?
I absolutely am. It really is just me feeling like I'm finally me again and back
Ah,
to being in control in a way that's like healthy for me.
that's so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of insight on what you've been going through and how much you've
Thank
kicked
you
butt.
so much. Thank
We
you
could just
so
have a